Please come in.
US Special Envoy John Kerry is just weeks from the COP27 UN climate summit in Egypt. As scientists warn the world is still on course for catastrophic temperature rises, he needs all the momentum he can get.
Right now, every government in the world is off course. Every one of the 20 largest economies of the world that represent 80% of all the emissions are off target at this moment.
New Prime Minister Rishi Sunak won't be much help. He's just announced he won't even be going to the summit.
It is abdicating leadership not to go to COP27. We were the president of COP26.
All the more reason to push for King Charles to attend, despite then Prime Minister Liz Truss reportedly asking him not to.
I think it would be very powerful. I know that his being there would make a difference, sure, because he has credibility, because he's been a long-term leader.
There is much to contend with, in particular, a global energy crisis driven by the conflict in Ukraine, complicating the transition to clean power.
America is currently exporting record volumes of oil. What credibility, then, do you have to ask other countries to get off fossil fuels?
Well, we're trying to stopgap those countries that have fuel needs as a consequence of what Russia has done by invading Ukraine. So clearly that disrupted the supply for them of needed fuel to keep their economy moving and to keep their homes heated and the lights on.
The International Energy Agency says the energy crisis could end up accelerating the green revolution. But in the meantime, a lot of money is being made in oil and gas.
Shell has just announced another round of bumper profits as a result of high oil and gas prices. Isn't it time for a global windfall tax on fossil fuel companies so that they can pay for the damage they caused in relation to the climate change crisis?
President Biden feels very strongly that we need to have fairness in this transition. There has to be just transition.
Sounds like the US is very open to the idea of a global tax on fossil fuel companies.
I think the US is open to ideas that are going to allow justice in the transition so that the average citizen of countries are not getting unfairly squeezed. Is the American position that they're going to take a look at everything that's being put on the table, and it will be part of a conversation about justice and fairness.
And that will be the defining issue at COP27. Who is going to pay for the damage inflicted by climate change? Hannah Thomas-Peter, Sky News.